Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the Timer DEVORAH, and today we will be Messiah. We will complete the fifth midah, the attribute of lahechzik la'ad apai. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't maintain His anger forever, and therefore we, the same, should not maintain our anger. We should learn how to let go of the kas, of the anger that we have inside of us that's brooding towards other people. The frustrations that we have, just let go of them so you can see the good in the other. And in that way, when people who know that really you should be upset with them, and you're justified to be angry with them, and yet you behave in a kind and a generous and a gentle manner, that opens up the pathways for them to do tshuva, to repair themselves, to elevate themselves, and have much greater midas, character traits than they ever had before. There's a beautiful ma'aseh, and we'll end with this. There's a beautiful story. In the old Kamenetz yeshiva, we're going back, talking about maybe 60, 70 years. One of the great yeshivas in Chedarim that there were in Eretz Yisrael in Yerushalayim, and the Menayel, the head of that yeshiva, was of Aryeh Levine, Zecher Tzadik Kodesh DEVORAH. He was a master machanech, an educator, a teacher, an oyev Yisrael, his tremendous love of Klal Yisrael. He never saw the bad in a single Jew. He only saw the good that was there. So the story goes as follows. There was a boy in the cheder, in the young school, who was from a very poor family. They barely had food in the house, and the only solid meal that he would have is the meal that the cheder, that the yeshiva served to them every day for lunch. So breakfast, he had a little bit, maybe a little bit of bread. For dinner, when he would come home, there was a little bit of food, but his main meal was the meal that the yeshiva served every day for lunch. Well, every once in a while, when a wealthy benefactor would come along and want to treat the boys to something special, they would end up donating a gigantic pot of chocolate pudding. And this chocolate pudding would have to last for all the boys that were in the yeshiva, and it was really a treat. It was almost like a yom tov for them. That's how excited they were. This particular boy, let's call him Yankee. Yankee loved chocolate pudding. He loved it more than anything in the world. And when he walked into the lunchroom that day and he saw the big vat of chocolate pudding, he got so excited. He went right away, filled up his bowl. There was a chef that was serving it, and he served him a bowl of chocolate pudding. Before the kid could even get back to his seat, he'd already said a bracha, and he gobbled down the bowl as fast as possible. He loved it so much. He decided he wants to get seconds. But in the yeshiva there, they didn't have seconds. They were lucky if they got firsts. But he loved chocolate pudding so much, he decided, I'm going in for seconds. He gets back in the line. He works his way through. He gets right in front of the chef who's serving, and he says, "Didn't I give you already?" He says, "No." "Didn't I already give you?" "Oh, please, please." And he sticks his bowl in front of the chef's face with those puppy dog eyes, and with a grunt and a huff, the chef dishes him out. He says, "Come on, here's one more. Now get out of here." And the boy goes back, and even before he sits down, he has devoured his chocolate pudding already. Now he's like, I got to get another one. I want one more bowl of chocolate pudding. But how am I going to get one more bowl of chocolate pudding? Already two. That was almost impossible. So he decides he's going to get back in line, and he'll stand between two people, and he'll stick out his hand with the bowl in it so that the chef will not be able to see that it's him, and then he'll get one more bowl of chocolate pudding. And he walks in between two people, and he squeezes in, and he sticks his hand out, and the chef sees his little hand, and he recognizes it, and he says, "I gave you one, I gave you two, there's no way that I'm giving you three. There's boys that didn't even get one serving yet. Get out of the line." And this little boy, Yanko, was so embarrassed and so angry. He said, "Please, just give me." He says, "I told you, I gave you once, I gave you twice. There's boys that didn't even get yet. Get out of the line, I'm not giving you any more." And Yanko says, "Really? Is that how it's going to be?" And he jumps up on the table where the pot is, and with all of his strength, he turns the pot upside down and spills the chocolate pudding everywhere on the table. And he says, "If I'm not getting chocolate pudding, no one's getting chocolate pudding." And then he runs out. And as he's running, the chef is running after him. He says, "Oh, Yankel, you're going to see when I tell the Manal, Rabbi Levine, you're going to see what's going to happen to you now that you lost everybody the chance to have the chocolate pudding." And Yankel runs out, and he runs home, and he is sittering, he's shaking and trembling the whole night. He barely sleeps. What's the Manal going to do? What's he going to say to me? He's going to kick me out. What's going to happen? The next day he comes to school, and the Manal calls him into his office. And Yankel is so despondent and so afraid what's going to happen. And Rabbi Levine was a tzaddik of a person with a gigantic smile that could light up the darkest of nights. And he smiled, "Yankel, come in, come in, come in." He sits him down. And he says, "Yankel, is it true what they say?" And Yankel's looking down at the ground. "I think so." "Yankel, is it true what they say?" And he looks, "Yes, I'm so sorry. Is it true? Is it true what they say?" He says, "Yes, I'm sorry." And he starts crying. "I took the pot of chocolate pudding and I turned it over." "Oh, no, that's not what I'm asking you. Is it true what they say that you love chocolate pudding?" And Yankel looks up, "Huh? Is it true? Do you love chocolate pudding?" And he looks at him with a little smile on his face and he says, "Yes, I really do." And Rabbi Levine looks at him with a sparkle in his eye and he says, "Guess what? So do I." And he opens up his drawer and he pulls out 2 bowls of chocolate pudding and he says, "One for me, one for you." They said their brachos, enjoyed their bowl of chocolate pudding. Rabbi Levine said, "Now Yankele, go and have a zis, a sweet and a wonderful day." And of course, Yankel went on to have the greatest day of his life and have a wonderful life and realize that's what chinuch, that's what it means to be a rebbe, to be a teacher, to be someone who's in charge. You don't show anger. On the other hand, you show ava, you show love, and through the love, you bring people closer to you. May we be zeicha that we inculcate these beautiful midas of HaKadosh Baruch into our own lives. Lehichsig la'arapa, we don't hold on to our anger, we just let go. And when we let go and we embrace the people that are around us, that will be the greatest gift that we can give to the ones that we love. Have a wonderful day.